everybody? Welcome to another edition of Inside the Vinyl. I'm your host, Tim Bianconi. If you would go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel below, that would be greatly appreciated. If you could also hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we put out new content, that would be appreciated also. And if you could go to our Facebook page at Inside the Vinyl and give us a follow there. That's where I post the links to the videos. I do some throwback stuff on there. And once things really get going, I'll plan to do some more interactive things with the Facebook page. So check that out. Today, we're going to get back to our greatest hits series and talk about Bad Company's 10 from 6. There you go, a little front cover action, 10 from 6. And then there's the back cover with the track listing and all. So let's give a little background on this. This album was released in December of 1985. It came out on the Atlantic label, which is a little interesting given that the band was signed to Swan Song the entire time that they were putting out albums, at least the original band. But this came out on Atlantic. It was produced by Bad Company, and it reached as high as number 137 on the Billboard charts, but it's certified double platinum, 2 times platinum in the United States and gold in the UK. So a pretty big seller. So let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. All right, so there we go. Bad Company, 10 from 6, front cover, back cover again. And again, there's nothing too special about this. There's nothing really on the inside sleeve or anything like that. Just a basic sleeve. And when you look at the record, you have a very basic Atlantic Records logo, which again is a far cry from the Swan Song logo that's in the middle of every other record prior to this for the previous 6 Bad Company original band records. So, there you go. Nothing too crazy about that. And again, the point of this particular, variation of the show, the Greatest Hits, is to really just kind of discuss Greatest Hits albums and, their merits, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. And there's a little bit of both with this. So this is a really cool, if you're just getting into Bad Company, and I mean, this has been, like, Rhino has, like, Rocktober reissues and all that of this. So you can find a brand new copy of this. This is an original issue. It's a very cool, albeit maybe a little bit short, but it's a very cool little set. Again, if you're just getting into the band, you can't go wrong with the 10 tracks that are on here. However, the album is called 10 from 6, which basically means it's 10 songs from 6 albums, but in reality, it should be called 10 from 5. And I say that because if you look here, there's 6 albums, there's a little bit of all 6 albums there, of all 6 of the original Bad Company band albums. However, there is nothing from the band's 4th album, Burning Sky, on here. Not the title track, not anything else. So in reality, it's 10 songs from 5 albums, not 6 albums, but whatever. Again, it was weird that it's referenced on the cover, but it's not referenced on the track list anyway. And it's, like I said, it's certified a double platinum, which means it's a consistent seller, despite other best of compilations and superior, in my opinion, best of compilations that have come out since then. There was the original Bad Company anthology, and then of course there's the I can't remember what the name of it right this second, but the more recent one that came out, I want to say like maybe 8 or 9 years ago, and we'll talk about that one on another show. But again, very basic. If you're just getting into the band, whether you get this on digital, streaming, CD, record, whatever, this is a nice little introduction to the band and does have the essential songs. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I think at the time, this came out in 1985, so I think this was a precursor. Like, hey, let's remind everybody who Bad Company is. And I could be wrong about this, but it seemed like a way to kind of close the book on the Paul Rodgers version of the band. And because in 1986, they would open the doors of the Brian Howe version, which went on for 4 albums and had some success and all that stuff. So, and it's funny, despite the issues, and really just one issue with this record is just, like a song missing. I obviously must love this record because I lost the copy I had of this in the fire and was super, super, super happy when I found this in a bargain bin at one of the used record stores soon after the fire and was able to have it back in my collection. So I love it. Check it out. 10 songs, can't go wrong. If you're a casual fan of Bad Company or just want to get into the band a little bit and listen to a good rundown of their catalog of the hits, you can't go wrong with this record. That's all I've got for you this time. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we put out new content. Check out our Facebook page as well. I've got the rest of my Greatest Hits series, which this is kind of a work in progress, because I think this is only maybe the 3rd one I've done. But I've got the rest of those, so check those out. We talk about Greatest Hits albums, best ofs, best of the rest, just compilations in general, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever, and more coming on that. I've got my unboxing series where we open up new albums, reissues, deluxe editions, anniversary editions, box sets. Sometimes they're even CDs instead of vinyl. It just depends. I've got my Lost Classic series where we talk about albums, maybe lesser known albums that I think everyone should hear. We also talk about live albums from the 70s, 80s, and beyond. So check those out as well. And I've even got a couple of short documentary style films that I did for school. One is about a local amateur disc golfer friend of mine, and the other is about the fire that took away our home that I'm hoping we'll be back in soon. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Peace out.